I'm like, I'm only seeing from your collarbones.
My bad. Welcome back, guys. Let's just say this week has been a week. But let's talk about sports.
Yes, let's do that, other than how terrible our weeks were. Um, yeah, a lot of stuff happened this week, but we're not here to talk about that. We're gonna kick off with stupid statistics before we go into soccer because the international break is over, and then we will talk about the NFL and conclude with racing and our radar points for this upcoming week of games. So we'll start off with stupid statistics.
Welcome back to Stupid Statistics. So, first things first, we have Vanderbilt quarterback Diego Pavia promised Theo Vaughn a date with his mom if Vanderbilt won against South Carolina this past weekend. Guess who won? Of course, the Vanderbilts.
Yes, Vandy did win. They won 37. They won 31-7. And they're 3-0 on the season. And South Carolina falls to 2-1. So I guess Theo Vaughn's getting a date with Diego Pavia's mom.
Love that for him. Anyways, then we have the UCLA paid New Mexico $1.2 million to travel to LA for the game. UCLA lost 35-10 and fall to 0-3 on the season.
That's $1.2 million down the drain, baby.
Sucks to be UCLA, I guess.
Yeah, sucks to be the Bruins.
Anyways, and then we had James Madison University and Liberty University announced earlier this week that they extended their college game series until 2040. Longest scheduled college game series. This means that the players that will play in this game are currently in kindergarten.
That doesn't make you feel old. I don't know what will.
It does make me feel old. Look, I saw what I used to have in like my Sunday school classes when they were like preschool age. They're now like middle school, and I'm like, I feel old, and like half of them are taller than me. I'm like, one kid's taller than me, and I was like, I remember when you threw up donuts and chocolate milk one morning, okay? I'm like, it's weird. It's weird.
No, yeah, it's wild, and I was like, why are we making this a thing? But that's okay.
You know, there's that certain kindergarten little boy that is so excited to play football, and he just doesn't know it yet. But anyways, Russell Wilson is the first Giants QB with 400 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns, and 0 interceptions in a single game in 40 years.
Yeah.
Good for him. And then Justin Jefferson is 26 years and 90 days old exactly today. And with his first catch during the Vikings game against the Falcons, he'll tie legendary wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald as the youngest player in NFL history to reach 500 career receptions. Fitzgerald set the record in 2009.
Yep.
That was tough.
I mean, it's kind of crazy that they're the same exact age, and now they're gonna tie each other.
It's crazy. Good for them. And, earlier this week, Chelsea was charged with 74 breaches of the FA's agent regulation rules between 2009 and 2022.
Yeah, not a good look for them, and technically they have another like 5 days or so to respond to the breaches. And this was under their previous owner, who is some Russian billionaire guy or something. Yeah.
Sucks to be a Chelsea's fan. More than 1.5 million fans from 210 countries signed up for the World Cup tickets in 24 hours. This was the Visa presale, which goes until September 19th.
I was one of them.
I could be one of them. I could have been.
I am. I really hope that I get selected because I really want to get the tickets, but that's fine.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, either me or my dad gets it, so.
I'll just pay them to come with.
Say less.
Anyway, speaking of soccer, now soccer.
Right. International break over, as I mentioned before. So we get back to club games. I'm still not going over the standings yet because we're only like 3 match days in to the season. I don't think it makes sense to go over the standings just yet. So that's not happening. But we'll kick off in Serie A like we normally do. Juventus beat Inter Milan 4-3. Goal thriller right there. Napoli beating Fiorentina 3-1. Atalanta winning 4-1 over Lecce, and AC Milan beating Bologna 1-0. Now to the Premier League. We have Arsenal beating Nottingham Forest 3-0. We have Tottenham beating 10-men West Ham 3-0. We have Chelsea tying Brentford 2-2. That was a bit of a surprise there. Liverpool beating 10-men Burnley 1-0. And then we have the Manchester Derby with Man City beating Man United 3-0. Can't say that there's much surprise there for any of those scorelines, but I know that something surprising from one of the other games was that Leeds United did like some terrible own goal, and they did it in like 90+3. They went on to lose 1-0 to Fulham, so that's unfortunate. But over to La Liga, where Atleti beat Villarreal 2-0. 10-men Real Madrid beat Real Sociedad 2-1. Again, Real Madrid, I don't know how they're doing this with 10 men, but that's okay. That's okay. And then Barcelona beat Valencia 6-0, and Lamine Yamal was not playing in this game, I believe, because I'm pretty sure they were resting him because Spain didn't rest him and they let him play even though he was hurting a little bit. And Hansi Flick was like, hey yo, that's not cool. So I wouldn't be surprised if for any upcoming international breaks, like the relationship between Spain and Barcelona kind of like breaks down a little bit or gets like a little tense. Because you shouldn't be doing that to your star player, but it's okay. And then over to the Bundesliga, where 10-men Leverkusen finally get a win this season. They beat Frankfurt 3-1. Dortmund beat 10-men Heidenheim 2-0. RB Leipzig beat Mainz 1-0. And St. Pauli shocked Augsburg 2-1. And then our game, Bayern beating Hamburg 5-0. We had goals from Serge Gnabry, Alex Pavlovich, Harry Kane, and Luis Diaz in the 3rd, 9th, 26th, 29th, and 62nd minute, respectively. The 26th minute was a penalty from Harry Kane. And overall, we had 12 shots on target, 22 shots total, 71% of possession, and 5 corners. I'm gonna be honest here, I didn't watch the game. But that's because I was coaching my own teams.
Fair enough.
I was out from 8 to 3:30 yesterday in the sun, and that's why my face is burnt. And that's why I don't have a lot to add to sports stuff. I normally like to go a little bit more in depth on some of these, but the sun and field hockey took me out of that yesterday, and then today I've just been trying to catch up and watch the NFL, which I think I did a pretty decent job at, besides the 1 o'clock games. But that was okay.
I couldn't even watch them either.
Speaking of which, we'll move over to the NFL.
Anyways, speaking of the 1 o'clock games, I was not able to watch them, but I just kept track of like stats and how everyone was doing. And I was really only focused on the Bills, but I knew that they were going to win because they were playing the Jets. It's pretty basic. But first things first, we have the Packers beat the Commanders 27-18. This was, I think, wasn't it like a Thursday game? Yeah. And then the Cowboys beat the Giants 40-37. The Seahawks beat the Steelers 31-17. The Rams beat the Titans 33-19. The Bills beat the Jets 30-10. The Patriots beat the Dolphins 33-27. The Bengals beat the Jaguars 31-27. The 49ers beat the Saints 26-21. The Ravens beat the Browns 41-17. The Lions beat the Bears 52-21, and then the Colts beat the Broncos 29-28. I really thought the Broncos about had them, but they didn't. The Colts came out in the last second.
Well, did you watch like the last second?
I couldn't watch it. I was doing.
So what ended up happening? So the Colts pretty much drove half the field, and they were within field goal range. So they go out to kick a field goal. They kick the field goal. There's a flag on the play. He misses the field goal, but it comes back because of the flag, and it's on the defense. So they get a 15-yard penalty. So it's 15 yards closer to the field goal. And then he takes the field goal again, and he makes it. And they win the game.
That's a good game right there. And then the Cardinals beat the Panthers 27-22. The Eagles beat the Chiefs 20-17. And then the Falcons versus the Vikings is tonight at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time. The Buccaneers versus the Texans are tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And then we have the Chargers versus the Raiders at 10 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. So we have a couple games tomorrow.
We got a lot, yeah. More than we normally would. But I have just a few things while we're talking about the scores. So, Cowboys and Giants went into overtime, and that was crazy. We'll talk about that in a couple seconds here because I have that in our notes. And I also wanted to talk about the ending to the Cardinals-Panthers game, because what ended up happening was the Panthers were driving, right? And then they kept getting flags. But it was flags on the defense, so they kept getting yards. But then, I forget how the game ended up ending, but at one point, Bryce Young got an intentional grounding penalty because there were no wide receivers in the area, and that set them back 15 yards, and I was like, you're getting redemption for all these calls, and then you go and do this and lose all those yards. Like, really? But yeah, we had a couple close game. Patriots and Dolphins were going back and forth, and I was like, who's gonna win this? I was like, surely after how the Dolphins played last week, it was gonna be the Patriots, and thankfully that did happen. I'm trying to think. At one point, the Titans were actually beating the Rams. It was like 13-10. Then they didn't do so well. But, and same thing with the Steelers. Their rookie returner forgot about the new rule where technically the ball is in play and he just let it go into the end zone, which last year that would have been a touchback. But this year it's a live ball, so the Seahawks guy pounced on it and got a touchdown, and that kind of did that for them, and yeah, not great. But thankfully, this is the first time that the Chiefs have lost 3 straight games since Andy Reid took over, so...
Sucks to be a Chiefs fan, I guess. Anyways, now to some statistics, some points. We have the Commanders running back Austin Ekeler is out for the rest of the season after suffering a torn Achilles in Thursday's loss against the Packers.
Yeah, he was leaving with an air cast on, like you could see him getting carted off, and I was like, great.
Yeah, that's not going to be a fun one to recover from. And then, speaking of which, the Packers wide receiver Jaden Reed is out with a broken collarbone. Head coach Matt LaFleur said he hopes Reed will recover in time to play in November.
That's a pretty quick recovery time, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. I mean, some people have been able to do it. It's just he has to be determined to put the work into recovering from a collarbone.
Well, they said supposedly he's getting surgery on Tuesday.
Oh, that's good. I don't know, maybe by the end of November, but I wouldn't say beginning of November.
I wouldn't say the beginning at all. But
no. And then 49ers QB Brock Purdy will be out 2 to 5 weeks with turf toe.
Yeah.
Ooh. Also placed tight end George Kittle on IR and waived kicker Jake Moon. Dang, 49ers are going through it. Who's in our fantasy team that has all 49ers players?
Meg.
I'm so sorry, Meg.
Yeah.
Thinking about that today, I kept seeing stuff pop up on my notifications about 49ers players, and I was like, oh, I just know she's going through it right now.
Yeah, and the backstory behind that too. Poor Meg.
Anyways, moving on.
Wait. One thing. While we're talking about turf toe, so do you know that Joe Burrow got injured in this?
Yes, I saw that. I was gonna say something to you about him getting a toe injury. I was like, oh.
They also said that it's turf toe. So he's expected to be out the next couple of weeks as well.
Who has Joe Burrow as their quarterback?
Trevor.
Likes to be you, Trevor, I guess.
Yeah.
Dang, I'm really glad my quarterback's doing okay. Still mad that Natalie has Josh Allen, but it's okay because
listen. That she has Josh Allen, Jordan Love, and I don't even know who her starting quarterback is. She has 3 quarterbacks. You don't need 3 quarterbacks in our league. You only.
I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, how does she have so many quarterbacks?
I think I ended up with the worst 2 quarterbacks I could possibly have with Jared Goff and CJ Stroud. I'm so mad.
Deciding to die. Which is so valid. I get it. Okay.
And I'm literally like I know, no, it's not that. But no, I think she has 4 because I think she also has Tua on her bench.
Does she?
And I'm like,
I don't know, but she's still beating me currently.
If you're not projected to beat her.
I know, I'm at a 95%. She has 5%, but she's still beating me. But that's just because she's playing.
You have 5 players that are playing tomorrow night.
Why did
you have the Raiders and the Chargers guys?
I know. Okay, back to what I was saying. Yeah, so she has Josh Allen. Hold on, I gotta actually look at her roster. So she has Hurts, and then she has Josh Allen, and then she has Love, and then she has Taylor. She has 4 quarterbacks.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy. What's she gonna do when all her wide receivers going by? She's gonna have to drop them.
I guess so. Yeah, she have AJ Brown. She has AJ Brown as her wide receiver. Yeah. She just saw names and she's like, I know that name. I'm gonna pick.
It'd be like that.
AJ Brown. I'm dead. Okay, moving on. Anyways, so Malik Nabers' last gasp touchdown reception with 25 seconds left in the game to take the lead from the Cowboys. Then Braden Aubrey hits a 64-yard field goal to force overtime. A 64-yard field goal.
And you know what? You know what's even worse? Well, maybe not worse. Maybe better, but I'm not a Cowboys fan, so I'm saying it's worse. He looked like if you had moved that back 10 more yards, he could have hit it. So it would have been a 74-yard field goal. Yeah, it was easily made. And I was like, man, if you just moved that back 10 more yards, he still would have hit that.
Yeah, for sure. And then we have, speaking of Andy Reid is the only head coach in NFL history to coach 2 teams for 10 or more years. Eagles from 1999 to 2012, and Chiefs from 2013 to present. It must be weird going from the Eagles to the Chiefs.
And the worst thing is, I think he has over 135 wins With both teams? Yeah.
Andy Reid, he just looks like that one character from Modern Family, but like if you aged him and he wasn't gay, like please tell me you guys see that. Like I'm pretty sure he dressed up for him as Halloween, like the guy from Modern Family dressed up as Andy Reid, but that's besides the point. I don't know why I was just thinking about that. Anyways, the Cowboys and guard Tyler Smith agreed to a 4-year, $96 million extension, estimated to be about $24 million a year, with $81.2 million guaranteed. Makes him the highest paid player at his position. It's so nice to get that much money.
I know. It's fine.
Moving on to racing.
Yes. Well, we were supposed to have the Monza recap recorded, I promise. I just haven't gotten around to editing it because last week was last week and a lot of stuff happened. But what I'll end up doing probably is combining it with our Baku video that we're going to record in a couple days. And we'll post that all together. So and last week my practice schedule was all switched around too, so this week it's not. So I should be able to have the video out for you guys on Wednesday. I'm going to try and edit it here. But that's for F1. But NASCAR. So we have the NASCAR playoffs. It feels weird saying that, but it's okay. I still don't know what race we were at. That's maybe I didn't write that down. If you want to look that up, go for it. But our stage 1 winner was Ryan Blaney. Our stage 2 winner was Ty Gibbs. Our top 5, 5th and 4th stayed the same from last week's race. So Joey Logano in 5th and Ryan Blaney in 4th. Zane Smith in 3rd. Brad Keselowski, my man, in 2nd. And Christopher Bell won the race.
Yeah. Okay, it was the Bristol Motor Speedway. You're welcome. Right. Standings. Okay. The cutoff line for drivers eliminated after Charlotte, which will be October 5th, currently are, unless they win some races or get more points.
I already have the updated.
Then never mind. So, I couldn't hear you. It's okay.
Yeah, don't worry about that. So the drivers that are still in contention in the playoffs are Kyle Larson, William Byron, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott, Chase Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, Austin Cindric, Ross Chastain, Joey Logano, and Tyler Reddick. The drivers that got eliminated this past week are Josh Berry, Alex Bowman, Austin Dillon, and Shane Van Gisbergen. I really don't know how to say his last name. That's okay. But yes, we have Charlotte next. Nope. My birthday weekend. That's when Charlotte is. So that's in 2 weeks. 2 weekends, 3 weekends.
We have a race September 21st.
Okay. I still don't know how the playoffs work in NASCAR. I still haven't looked that up.
So it'll be the Mobile 1301.
Oh, that's in Alabama.
And yeah, I think that's the next one. Round of 12.
Okay, well.
And then you have the Hollywood Casino 400, which is September 28th. And then October 5th is the Bank of America Roval.
We were there.
400.
We were there.
Did we get lost? Kind of.
Wait, but where is there a speedway around there? Like, where's the track?
I know there's like a NASCAR museum right where we were. I'm not sure where the track is.
Right, yeah, because I was looking at that and I was like, well, that'd be cool to visit. And then I was like, but then we'd have to get up super early to go visit it.
We should have just done that.
We should have, yeah.
I should have just paid for all day parking. So I'm done with that.
Yeah, because we were there most of the day anyway.
I know. They're like, so what did you do most of the day? Try to get into the parking deck.
Yeah, we just tried to get into the parking garage, and that just
Oh,
was the
we've
whole
never
thing.
used
And you know what?
Google Maps.
Had we done that, we could have walked to the museum and then gone to the Bayern thing and then to the game.
Well, the NASCAR museum was like quite opposite from the other side of. So when you're coming up the road to go like to like the stadium, it would have been right here on our like right, and then we would have gone past the stadium down that road to the pub. So we would have had to like walk all the way this way and then come all the way back.
I
We could
mean,
have done it, but
in that heat, well, I mean, I guess we would have been in the air conditioning at the NASCAR museum.
it is what it is. It's a past thing.
Oh,
Let's just say we've never felt like we were dying more than when we were trying to get. Well, not dying more, but it was definitely hot.
I definitely think I've been in hotter situations.
Actually, can agree with that.
There was that time that I was outside in a heat wave and I really shouldn't have been. Anyway, that's random lore. We're dropping no.
Our bad. You read our points.
All right. Last week, Julie said Eagles Chiefs. That game just finished up. Or Packers Commanders. Honestly, Eagles Chiefs was a really good pick. Packers and Commanders. Well, that should have
Been better.
been different, but that's okay. And I said Falcons Vikings or Bucks and Texans, and both of those games have yet to be played. So great.
It gets so sad.
We're recording this. It starts in 11 minutes.
Yeah.
The Falcons Vikings game. But next week's go ahead.
Baku GP. We're back, baby. F1's back, and I'm ready to be traumatized by it.
Is it a doubleheader? Or
Yes.
is it Baku? Do we get a break and then Singapore?
No, we do get a break. So it's Baku, break, Singapore. Because Singapore's the week of your birthday.
Right. Yes.
Anyways, moving on.
My games of the week. We have Arsenal versus Man City. You know, we always circle this game because it's typically first versus second in the Premier League, or in last year's case, when whatever City finished in second. That will be played next Sunday at 11:30 a.m. EST. I don't know what it is for other time zones if you're not in the US. But yeah, so I think that's going to be a pretty good game in Europe's top 5 leagues. And then we also have the Broncos and the Chargers. I mean, we know that the Broncos just narrowly lost this past week on some luck that they had. And the Chargers look really well. I'm expecting them to come out tomorrow, aka Monday night, and absolutely dominate the Raiders. So I think that this will be a good game. I think Bo Nix versus Justin Herbert is going to be another good QB battle to watch. I'm not so sure about the defenses, though. But that's what makes the game fun if your defense sucks, because it's just scoring.
Anyways, I hope you guys like this video. If you'd like to see that F1 video that we have yet to put out because life has hit us from behind, it'd be like that sometimes. Please subscribe and turn on our post notifications so you don't miss it. Please like our videos because we do try to get them out. It's just, we can't devote our full lives to this because we have to work normal jobs.
And how last week went in America as a whole.
Yes. We just mentally weren't able to do much after Wednesday and so forth. So, if you give us some grace on that, I promise this next week will be way better. But let us know in the comments any of the games that you're going to be watching or what your thoughts were on these past couple games. If you're excited to see the F1 video, give us a little comment of what you're expecting to see. And then check out our links in the description below for our other social media pages. We posted some TikTok videos, some newer ones. I posted one of me opening a package that ended up not being the package I thought it was. So if you'd like to see my live reaction to that, go watch it on TikTok. And then that's pretty much everything. We're still trying to get to 500 subscribers, so if you want to help us with that, please follow.
Yes. And we are going, well, I'm going to try and put together some content for my birthday. Just give us a follow so you can see that stuff, because I'm not going to post it everywhere. I'm not going to post it on every social media platform, but I think it'll be some fun stuff. Maybe we'll drop some never seen before footage.
It's all the never seen footage is me though.
Oh no, there's some stuff of both of us. Think about some episodes that we haven't put out. But that's.
Well, we didn't put out the one where we played that game.
Yeah,
we need to put that one out.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah.
Maybe
we'll drop that on my birthday.
So if you want to see something like that, please follow us. But anyways, hope you guys liked the video.